is Saxon Math for 6th grade. Welcome back. We're still in a lesson 105, and we're still studying surface area. Here we have two new shapes, both of which are just a little different than what we did before. One is a cylinder. A cylinder looks like a soup can or like a paper towel roll. It has circles on the top and bottom, and the middle wraps around it. The other is going to be a triangular prism, which has triangles on the ends and rectangles around the middle. Let's start with the cylinder. To find the surface area of the cylinder, we need to find three things. We need to find the area of the top. We need to find the area of the bottom, both of which are circles. Then we need to find the lateral or the side area, which is the area around it. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. To find the area of the top or the area of the bottom, use what you already know. You already know how to find area of a circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. For this picture, our r, or our radius, is 3. So pi times the radius of 3 squared is going to be 3 squared, which is 9, which gives me 9 pi. Same thing for the area of the bottom. It's going to be exactly the same as the top. It's pi times the radius squared, which is pi times 3 squared, which is 9 times pi. So I have the area of the top, the area of the bottom. Now I need the area around the sides. The easiest way to think of this is to think of a can of beans or a can of soup. When you buy one at the store, it comes and it has a label that goes all the way around it, and it says frijoles or soup or whatever it says on it. If you were to cut off that label and unwrap it, it would be a rectangle. And that rectangle wrapped around the can covers the whole middle of the can and shows you the size. We can use that thought that the middle of the can or the middle of our cylinder is a rectangle wrapped together to help us figure out how to find the area. A rectangle is length times width. Well, the length for a rectangle around this can would be, if I started here and would go all the way around the can, and stop here again. That would be the length of my rectangle if I thought of this as a rectangle here, going the whole way around here. When I wrap it around, it's the distance around the circle. We already know how to find distance around the circle. We call it circumference. So to find the area around, we're going to take the circumference, which is the length of that rectangle, if we cut off the soup can, times the height of the cylinder. Here our height is 4, because the height would be like the width. If I cut off this rectangle, here would be my circumference. It's the same as our length. And here would be our height of our can, which they've given us as 4. We're just thinking about wrapping it together and unwrapping it. So the area around the cylinder is the circumference times the height. Well, it gives me the height, and I know how to find for circumference. Circumference is 2 times the radius times pi. Well, I already have my radius, it's 3. 2 times my radius of 3 times pi. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm just going to leave pi as pi for right now. So my circumference is 6 pi. I want circumference times height. Circumference is 6 pi times height. My height is 4 times 4. 6 pi times 4 is 24 pi. Now I'm just going to add them all together. I'm going to add the area of the top plus the area of the bottom plus the area around the sides to give me my total surface area. Well, the area of the top was 9 pi. I'm just going to move that over here so I can add. The area of the bottom was 9 pi. I'm going to move that over so I can add. And the area around the sides, the lateral area, was 24 pi. 9 plus 9 plus 24 is 42 pi. Not pi squared, not multiple pi's, just pi. Units squared. Remember, we're doing area, so it's in square units. Let's look at the triangular prism. I have two shapes here to decide. I have my triangles, which are the ends, and I have my rectangles around the sides. I want to find the area of the triangles, then the area of the rectangles, and then add them all together. I know how to find area of a triangle. These are already things we've done before, so this should be stuff you're getting good at. Area of a triangle, just in case you forgot, is base times height divided by 2. The base of my triangle is 3, and my height, the distance from the bottom straight up to the top at a 90-degree angle, is 4. 3, which is my base, times 4, which is my height, divided by 2, is 12 over 2, is 6 units squared. That's the area of one triangle. The area of my rectangle is 3 by 7. Since the area of a rectangle is length times width, I multiply my 3 length times my 7 width to get 21 units squared. Now let's see here. I have 2 triangles, front and back, and I have 3 rectangles, 1, 2, 3 sides. Let's use that to help us figure out the area to cover the whole thing. 2 triangles, 2 times the area of the triangle, which was 6 units squared, plus 3 rectangles. 3 times the area of the rectangle, which is 21 units squared. 2 times 6 is 12 units squared. 3 times 21 is 63 units squared. When you add 12 plus 63, you get 75. 75 units squared would be the surface area to cover 2 triangles and 3 rectangles, which is the whole shape for my triangular prism. We'll be back for our next video to learn about a different shape altogether.